IEM Cologne was the first major tournament of StarCraft 2 post-beta. It took place August 18th through 22nd and featured 16 of the best StarCraft 2 players, 10 of which were invited, and 6 players, Demaga, Sarens, Lucifron, Naniwa, Cloud, and Tarson, placed top 3 in the Go for Sc2 Cup 24 and 25 to qualify for the event. Braddock was originally invited to the event, but due to visa issues was unable to attend, and Maru, the Swedish Terran player, replaced him. Protoss and Zerg players were dominating the major beta tournaments. However, a lot of online cups leading up to the event were showing the rise of the European Terran. At the time, players were still figuring out the game. The maps were small and often featured doodads, such as destructible rocks, to open back doors into the main base. Protoss and Terran players would stick to 1 to 2 base play and often max out sitting on 2 bases. Most players would attempt a bulldozer strategy and just try to run over their opponents. The group stages featured a lot of back and forth series, but in the end, 5 Terran players and 3 Zerg players advanced. TLO, who had been playing random during the beta, had officially picked Terran as his race. He completely dismantled Group A, going undefeated with a 6-0 record. Idra was also continuing his dominance from the beta, advancing first in Group D with a 6-2 record. Playoffs showed a lot of close series, with most players advancing 3-2 over their opponents. Maru took out Demaga 3-2 in the semifinals and moved on, where he would be facing Idra, who took out Tarsons 3-1. Idra, who was living and training in Korea, again was looking like the favorite. He had just won the King of the Beta and was considered one of the best players in the world, while Maru was a replacement invite to the tournament. He had been putting up better results online, but this was his first chance to prove himself at a major tournament. Going into the finals, Maru had been taking advantage of a very aggressive play against Zergs, known as the 5 Racks Reaper build. At the time, Reapers had an upgrade known as Nitro Packs that would increase their movement speed. They have always done bonus damage to light units, but they had a secondary attack known as D8 Charges, which would do a base 30 damage to buildings and structures.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finals of the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge here in Cologne. We have Idra versus Maru, a dream final match, 2 tip-top players duking it out for first place prize money and pride.
This is the best of the best. This is the final game of StarCraft 2 at this event, and I'd just like to tell you, about a week and a half ago, Maru was not even meant to be here.
Yeah.
He was brought in because Braddock couldn't make it to the tournament, and now he is in the final.
And he's been playing brilliantly. This was no luck, no BS. All his series went all the way to the last game. Barely edged out wins 3-2, even after losing the first game in the set. So phenomenal play by Maru, and here he is against Idra. First map's going to be Xel'Naga Caverns. I like this map because it's not anything too weird, too cheesy. Players are going to need to do straight, solid, fundamental gameplay. And I'm really leery of this barracks placement by Maru. This is going to be a huge vulnerability when Mutalisks do come up in later stages of the game.
Yeah, the tech labs will be under a lot of Mutalist fire. They are going to go down. The reason he's put them there is because it's basically the fastest route for him to put the barracks there towards Maru's base. Even though there is the cliff here just above the barracks, the Reapers will jump down and en route to Idra's base straight away. Idra's speed is now finished, and we see a Roach Swarm being put down very early here by Idra. He knows this is coming, and will the Roaches be enough to defend against this?
Wants to try to get
better
mobility, and he gets a good surround, but there are just a few too many Reapers. Look at that great Reaper control by Maru, getting so many barracks so quickly. That one Roach does get a little overeager, and it will be taken down. Look at the punishment that Maru's unleashing, and the Queen falls down.
Oh my god, Idra's in trouble right now. He has no units. All he is producing units right now. Nothing is out. He could actually just target fire the hatchery. Here it goes. 2 Roaches do pop out. They might be able to defend this because the Roach is on solo health. But Idra has to stay on creep. Do not go off the creep because they will turn around and kill you instantly. tree goes down. This is huge for Morrow. Oh my god, he is beating Hydra right now. And Hydra's on the back foot. The queen comes down to help, and he has a handful of lings and roaches.
This is the exact way that Idra lost to Muslim in round 1 of his round of 16 game. And look at Morrow just continuing to pull back. Idra continuing to follow with these roaches, because that upgrade is going to decide whether or not he can stay alive in this fight. And coming off the creep, Morrow Stims is doing tons of damage. The Banelings are trying to walk forward.
He needs to pull out.
He is doing a lot of damage to the Banelings. Marauders in the front. The Marines are able to begin taking these Banelings out, and there are still roaches alive. There's another stim. Amazing, amazing control by Morrow, trying to stay away from those Banelings as long as possible. But this is a huge amount of roaches. Roaches are great against Marine. Morrow trying to do a little bit more damage, but Idra somehow coming out ahead.
Oh my god, Hydra's actually ahead right now because he has 20 lings on the way to the base as well. Oh my god, this is, I can't believe Hydra pulled this around. He has put Morrow on the back foot.
And there's a speed upgrade for the Banelings rolling in on top of everything. And if they get up the ramp and take out those Marines, that could be huge. And it looks like Morrow might barely be able to defend, but what a tremendous counterplay by Idra.
Oh my god, look, he has to put the supply depots up, but if he does that, he will lose his natural. Hydra's just pumping out right now. I can't believe Hydra's still in this game.
And Morrow even getting reactors on these 2 barracks. Again, Morrow well known for his huge aggressive play. And look at this nice, cute wall off that Morrow has established for himself. Here comes Idra with the big surround. This could potentially be it. He needs to kill off more units, but there are Marauders at the front. And Idra devoted all his money to an army and couldn't break the front. Morrow coming out ahead.
Well, I think what he's going to do, Day9, he is actually going to carry on with the Reaper play. The Marine was to actually say, Hydra, you are not allowed to park that Overlord above my barracks. And that Overlord is going to go down.
Is he going to lose that Overlord?
Oh my god, I can't believe that.
Gigantic. What a huge play by Morrow to be able to take this Overlord down. Morrow, he has said time and again that Terran vs. Zerg is his most comfortable matchup, and it's these little subtle adjustments that will get him the huge lead. That Overlord is trying to run away. Can any Zerglings get there in time? It does not appear to be the case. That is such a gigantic lead for Morrow at this stage in the game. He takes it down, and look at Idra already supply block. Morrow in rage takes out the Meng statue and is going to continue to advance from the south side. There are some roaches there. He's going to be able to pick off that one, and look at that, only taking 1 hit from those roaches. Morrow safely pulling back a very far distance, doesn't want to get caught on the creep. Would love it if he even spent a scan. Now that's a huge risk, popping into the main. Oh no,
God,
Morrow is going to get surrounded. Oh, he needs to pull back, but he does have a lot of Reapers. Whoa, how did he not lose any Reapers? Lost 1 there at the very end, and look at this count just exploding for Morrow.
There were just too many Reapers. Hydra cannot physically get a surround off because by the time the lings go around, they are already dead. And these roaches are making short work of the Reapers, but he has to stay on the creep. He does return to the creep, but at the same time, Hydra's not having any damage being done to his economy. He's just pumping out units. The speed upgrade is being researched now. The bomb is on for Morrow, and Hydra is defending against this superbly. But look at Morrow, he's transitioning into Marauders. Push down again. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like he's going to take any SCVs this time, but it looks like Hydra has enough units to deal with this push.
Especially because the Baneling numbers are going to be getting very high very soon. Look, a few more just hatched, so he does have 11 Banelings right now. Mutila's trying to pull back in the production tab. Idra is just making Zerglings and an infestation pit. No extra units are being produced. Here comes the key. He needs to get those good snipes off, but the Banelings are rolling forward, and oh no, he actually EMPs, and Idra annihilates it without any issue at all. Morrow had to micro that perfectly with the snipes, but wasn't able to pull it off.
Morrow is down to 49 food, 50 food, and Hydra at a monstrous 120 food. He is so far ahead right now, taking off these tech labs. A couple of Marines won't even scare him. He'll take them down, taking these Marines down one at a time. And Hydra is so far ahead right now, and I cannot believe he stayed in this game for this long.
And look, after all those attacks, look at the drone saturation that is 3rd at his 2nd expansion in his main. This is amazing, amazing timing by Idra to still have enough units to deal with these attacks and yet make drones. And Morrow in desperate position, only just now starting the factory, but the front is so vulnerable. A few Zerglings and Banelings are going to walk right over it.
Hydra looks like he's going to go in. He's just making sure all these Lings and Banelings are ready to go in. Here he goes. Hydra's going for the final kill, and Morrow will not have enough to defend against this.
And the Mutilas, oh my gosh, there's so much damage, and the Banelings rolling in as well.
And it looks like Hydra's just taking this down. There is nothing left here. Hydra's rolling this game. Good game called. 1-1 in the final. Wow.
Morrow leads the series 2-1 by using the same Reaper play. Game 4 takes place on the smallest map, Steps of War.
Broader Hellion push. We see the reactor going down on the factory. Double Hellions so effective on this map because of this wide open space. You can rush in the front. And note that already there isn't that big of a creep spread for Idra at this point in time. He's going to try to make a lot of Zerglings to counter those Reapers, and the Hellions are just going to burn them alive.
Idra needs the second Overlord ASAP. He has no idea what's going on. Moro does not want him to see this. The Overlord's coming in, but this Marine is going to be super close. He's going to look at the path of the Marine. It is going to walk straight into this Overlord and deny Idra the scouting. Will he see the Marauders? No, he's not. And this is terrible for Idra. He really needs to see what is going on. But will the Marine kill it in time? Is he going to actually see the second barracks? But he doesn't know what's coming out. Is he going to see the Marauder?
It looks like he won't be able to see. Okay, has seen the second barracks, but all the Marauders are hidden. It's the double Hellions that are the huge problem right now. And, oh, Hellions rushing in the front. They will be able to get a few shots off, but how many Marauders are there? Wow, 8 Marauders. So this could potentially end the game right here and now for Maro.
I love Idra's choice. He didn't get any roaches. He was smart enough not to get roaches. Overseer sees everything in the base now. Idra knows what's going on, and it looks like Idra will have enough links to defend this because there are a lot of links. It depends on how much damage these Hellions do.
He needs to control these Hellions perfectly. There's just the attack. The Hellions are doing a lot of damage. There's a transfuse on the Spine Crawler, keeping it alive. But the Hellions are still doing a lot of damage. The Hellions not firing at the Zerglings. Oh no! Idra loses all his Zerglings.
GG called. Maro wins.
Maro managing to defeat Idra 3-1. Maro, who hung on by the skin of his teeth throughout the tournament, almost was eliminated by Little One, almost was eliminated by Damaga, and now managing to take down Idra, the theoretical best player in the world right now. Amazing, amazing series by Maro.
And Idra could not scout it soon enough. It was far too late when he scouted it and realized what was going on. And as I keep saying, he just did not have enough time to react to what was going on. Moro takes this down. He is our champion of this tournament.
Amazing
what a congratulations feat. He wasn't even meant to be here.
Maro's dominant play with Reapers at IEM caused a ripple effect, with Blizzard nerfing them over the next 2 months by increasing their build time and having the Nitro Packs upgrade require the factory. Idra returns to Korea to play in the qualifiers for the first GSL tournament. And 2 months later, IEM holds the American Championship, with the top 2 players qualifying for the IEM World Championship scheduled for March 2011. Hey everyone, NanMan here. I'm a StarCraft 2 and Magic the Gathering content maker and commentator. Thanks for tuning in and watching, guys. There's going to be a lot more of these histories of StarCraft videos coming up. So if you like the content, please consider following, subscribing, all that kind of good stuff. But again, thanks for tuning in and watching, and I'll see you guys next game.